Safety training. Foot protection. 1910.136a, General requirements. The employer shall ensure that each affected employee uses protective footwear when working in areas where there is a danger of foot injuries due to falling or rolling objects, or objects piercing the sole, or when the use of protective footwear will protect the affected employee from an electrical hazard, such as a static discharge or electric shock hazard, that remains after the employer takes other necessary protective measures. 1910.136b, Criteria for protective footwear. 1910.136b, 2. Protective footwear that the employer demonstrates is at least as effective as protective footwear that is constructed in accordance with one of the above consensus standards will be deemed to be in compliance with the requirements of this section. Common foot injuries in the workplace. No matter what type of industry you work in, it's possible for your employees to sustain a foot injury. While some are the result of accidents or trauma during labor-intensive tasks, others can stem from overuse of the feet. 1. Slip and fall injuries. There are a variety of ways that a foot can be hurt when an employee slips and falls in the workplace, such as a contusion, sprained ankle or torn Achilles tendon. Slips and falls can occur in any workplace, as it only takes a piece of misplaced equipment, ignored spill or uneven flooring to occur. 2. Plantar fasciitis. When an employee is on their feet all day, it can impact the plantar fascia, which is tissue that stretches between the heel and the toes. It can become inflamed due to standing too long or wearing improper footwear. Plantar fasciitis can cause stabbing pain, especially when there's pressure placed on it. 3. Achilles tendonitis. Another common issue from an employee standing on their feet for extended periods of time is Achilles tendonitis. In this injury, the Achilles tendon, connecting the calf muscles to the heel, becomes inflamed. This can cause aching pain in the back of the leg or heel. 4. Stress fractures. Putting frequent pressure on a bone in your foot, such as repeatedly stepping on a machine pedal, can cause small, hairline cracks in the bone. A stress fracture can develop gradually over time, with the pain worsening when it's bearing weight. Why is foot protection important? The human foot is rigid enough to support the weight of your entire body, and yet flexible enough to allow you to run, dance, play sports, and to take you anywhere you want to go. Without your feet and toes, your ability to work at your job would be greatly reduced. Foot protection can be especially important in the workplace, where there are many potential hazards. Different industries may require different types of safety shoes to address specific dangers. For example, steel toe boots can help protect your feet from falling objects, kicking, and crushing hazards. Foot protection is important because it can help prevent injuries and discomfort to your feet, which are the foundation of your body. Foot protection can help you avoid hazards such as electrical hazards, prevention from slips and falls, extreme weather, protection against burns. Cutting hazards, fatigue, crushing hazards, support to your feet. Falling objects, punctures, flying objects, tripping hazards. Causes of foot problems. Foot problems. Severely aching feet, blisters, calluses, corns, hard flooring, rheumatism, arthritis, malformations of toes, fallen arches, flat feet, bunions, sprains. Sweaty feet, fungal infections, athlete's foot. Common causes. Hot and humid environment, strenuous work, footwear with synthetic, non-porous uppers. Long periods of standing, hard flooring, and poorly fitted footwear. High heels, pointed shoes, lack of arch support, too loose or too tight footwear. Foot hazards, potential incidences of foot hazards. Impact injuries. At work, heavy objects can fall on your feet. If you work around sharp objects, You can step on something sharp and puncture your foot. Injuries from spills and splashes. Liquids such as acids, caustics, and molten metals can spill into your shoes and boots. These hazardous materials can cause chemical and heat burns. Extremes in cold, heat, and moisture. If not protected, your feet can suffer from frostbite or you must work in an extremely cold environment. Extreme heat, on the other hand, can blister and burn your feet. Finally, extreme moisture in your shoes or boots can lead to fungal infections. Slipping. Oil, water, soaps, wax, and other chemicals can cause you to slip and fall. Electrical shocks. Accidents involving electricity can cause severe shocks and burns. Housekeeping. Poorly maintained machinery, tools, sloppy work areas, and cluttered aisles all contribute to foot injuries. Identify temporary slip and trip areas with signs. Control of hazards. Proper fit and use of PPE. Select and use the right kind of footwear for the job you are going to be performing. Proper fit and correct protection for job task are the key for foot safety. Inspect your footwear before you use them. Look for holes and cracks that might leak and replace footwear that are worn or torn. When working with chemicals, hose your footwear with water to rinse away any chemicals or dirt before removing your footwear. Store footwear in a clean, cool, dry, ventilated area. Safety shoes and boots. Steel toe footwear protects your toes from falling objects and from being crushed. Metatarsal footwear have special guards that run from your ankle to your toes and protect the entire foot. Reinforced sole footwear have metal reinforcement that protects your foot from punctures. Latex/rubber footwear resists chemicals and provides extra traction on slippery surfaces. PVC footwear protects your feet against moisture and improves traction. Butyl footwear protects against most ketones, aldehydes, alcohols, acids, salts, and alkalis. Vinyl footwear resists solvents, acids, alkalis, salts, water, grease, and blood. Nitrile footwear resists animal fats, oils and chemicals. Electrostatic dissipating footwear conducts static electricity to floors that are grounded. Electrical hazard insulated with tough rubber to prevent shocks and burns from electricity. Some occupations for which foot protection should be routinely used. Shipping and receiving clerks. Carpenters. Electricians. Machinists. Mechanics and repairers. Plumbers and pipefitters. Structural metal workers. Assemblers. Drywall installers and lathers. Packers, wrappers, and craters. Punch and stamping press operators. Sawyers. Welders. Laborers. Freight handlers. Gardeners and groundskeepers. Timber cutting and logging workers. Warehouse laborers.